South Africa is once again gripped by the all-too-familiar and suffocating presence of corruption, a reality that many citizens feel has seeped into every corner of public life. This time the stench appears to have reached dangerously close to the presidency itself. A video circulating online has ignited widespread outrage and deepened public suspicion about the moral compass of the country's political leadership. In the footage, President Cyril Ramaphosa is seen casually walking and socializing near the gated Sandhurst mansion of Hangwani Maumela, a man widely regarded as being at the center of one of the most brazen corruption scandals in recent South African history. The scandal in question allegedly siphoned billions of rand from an already fragile public healthcare system, robbing ordinary citizens of essential services and dignity. The timing of the video could not have been worse. Just days earlier, the Special Investigating Unit, SIU, had conducted a high-profile raid on Maumela Sandhurst residence as part of its investigation into the Tambiza hospital scandal. This case has come to symbolize the rot within parts of the public health sector, revealing a web of shell companies, rigged tenders, and fraudulent contracts designed to drain public funds meant for hospitals. These were resources intended to purchase hospital beds, life-saving equipment, medication, and supplies for desperate patients. Instead, more than 2 billion rand allegedly vanished into private hands, enriching a small elite while hospitals crumbled and patients suffered. As the dust from the SIU raid began to settle, public attention abruptly shifted to the video showing the president himself outside Maumela's mansion. In the clip, Ramaphosa appears relaxed, smiling, mingling with others, and even posing for casual photographs. To many South Africans, this was not a harmless coincidence or an unfortunate visual. It was seen as a powerful symbol of a political system that appears comfortable coexisting with individuals accused of exploiting the poor, a system in which those entrusted with safeguarding public resources seem disturbingly close to those accused of stealing them. The presidency moved swiftly to control the damage. Vincent Magwa, the president's spokesperson, issued an explanation almost immediately. According to the official account, the president had been on a leisurely walk, intended to help him relax and connect with ordinary people, accompanied by his special advisor and a well-known radio personality. The president allegedly stumbled upon the Sandhurst mansion by chance without any knowledge that it belonged to Maumela. The explanation claimed that Ramaphosa was unaware of the property's ownership and had no reason to associate it with the corruption scandal. However, for many South Africans, this explanation rang hollow. Decades of scandals involving ANC leaders have bred deep cynicism, and the idea that the president just happened to wander into the vicinity of a mansion owned by a man at the heart of a massive healthcare fraud appeared far too convenient. Questions poured in from all corners of society. Why was the president in that specific neighborhood at that specific moment? Why did the presidency issue denial so quickly even before formal accusations were leveled? And how many times are citizens expected to accept claims of coincidence before such explanations become simply unbelievable? Hangwani Maumela is not an obscure figure. According to SIU findings, he is alleged to be the mastermind behind a sophisticated criminal syndicate operating openly within the public health system. Investigators claim that he controlled at least 41 entities that fed off the Tambiza hospital budget. Between 2020 and 2022, this network allegedly secured hundreds of contracts for healthcare supplies, many of which were grossly inflated. partially delivered, or never delivered at all. The scheme reportedly ranged from non-existent oxygen concentrators to medical gloves purchased at outrageously inflated prices. The scale of the alleged theft is staggering. During the raid on Maumela Sandhurst mansion, investigators reportedly uncovered extravagant luxury, multiple high-end sports cars, including Lamborghinis, imported furniture, and artwork valued at millions of rand. Assets worth approximately 133 million rand were frozen. Yet investigators believe this represents only a fraction of the total proceeds of the scheme. Estimates suggest that nearly 900 million rand in recoverable assets may still be outstanding, while authorities painstakingly worked to unravel this complex network. Ordinary South Africans watched the video of the president with disbelief and anger. To many, proximity to corruption is almost as damaging as direct involvement. Complicating matters further are the personal connections between Maumela and the president. It has emerged that Ramaphosa was previously married to Maumela's aunt, a link the presidency has attempted to downplay. Official statements insist that the president has no personal relationship with Maumela and has instructed his family to sever any business ties with state-linked entities. Yet for a public long accustomed to hearing denials followed by revelations, these assurances offer little comfort. South Africans have seen this pattern before. First a denial, then a claim of no association, followed by pleas of innocence until evidence emerges that tells a very different story. The Gupta family's relationship with former President Jacob Zuma remains a painful reminder of how such narratives can unravel. As a result, when officials insist that the video is meaningless, citizens are left with a single unsettling question: what if it is not? The issue extends beyond legal guilt or innocence and strikes at the heart of credibility. How can a president who claims to lead an anti-corruption government be photographed outside a property linked to one of the worst corruption scandals in years? The optics alone undermine public trust and reinforce the perception that corruption and political power in South Africa are deeply intertwined. The SIU investigation also suggests that the Tambiza hospital scandal is not an isolated case. Findings indicate the existence of at least 3 large-scale criminal syndicates operating within the public health sector, all allegedly engaged in money laundering and fraud while patients' lives hang in the balance. Maumela's network may be the most visible due to its sheer scale and extravagance, but it is reportedly just one piece of a much larger problem. The other syndicates are said to have links to provincial and national officials, some of whom remain in their positions today. For many citizens, this reality is profoundly tragic. South Africa is a country where access to quality health care should be a fundamental priority. Instead, hospitals run out of medication, doctors face unpaid salaries, and patients wait in overcrowded wards without adequate care. Against this backdrop, the image of politically connected individuals living in sprawling mansions funded by public money feels like a cruel insult. The sight of the president standing outside such a residence, regardless of intent, only deepens public despair. According to records cited by investigators, Maumela Sandhurst property spans 2 plots valued at approximately 86 million rand and was reportedly purchased through a family trust. The mansion boasts luxury features such as infinity pools, manicured gardens, private facilities, and heavy security. To many South Africans, the property stands as a physical manifestation of greed built on the suffering of the poor. SIU reports Describe invoices inflated by up to 500%, contracts awarded to newly registered companies, and payments for supplies that never existed. The Department of Health's claim that it was unaware of the theft until SIU intervention has only intensified public skepticism. Adding a chilling dimension to the scandal is the murder of SIU whistleblower Babita Karen in 2021. She had reportedly identified irregular payments linked to Maumela's network shortly before she was killed outside her home. Her death sent a clear message of intimidation, yet the corruption allegedly continued unabated. For many, this underscores how deeply entrenched and dangerous these networks have become. Since the raid, Maumela has reportedly disappeared from public view, his mansion guarded by private security. Whether he is hiding or preparing a legal defense remains unclear, but there is little doubt that justice will be slow. Meanwhile, public frustration continues to mount. Citizens question how many more officials and business people are involved and what other dealings remain hidden from view. Ultimately, this scandal is not just about one video or one individual. It is about a system that appears to protect the powerful while ordinary people pay the price. For health are workers, patients, and families affected by the Tambiza scandal. Corruption is not an abstract concept. It is a matter of life and death. While the video of the president outside Maumela's mansion may not constitute proof in a court of law, in the court of public opinion it has become a powerful indictment of leadership perceived as out of touch and morally compromised. Until corruption is confronted through real arrests, prosecutions, and the recovery of stolen funds, South Africans will continue to watch, question, and wait. Each new revelation, video, or SIU report reignites anger and despair. For many, the image of the president at the gates of a mansion built on alleged theft has crystallized years of disappointment and mistrust. It forces the nation to ask whether a government that blurs the line between accountability and indulgence can truly serve its people. Without decisive action, the promise of clean governance will remain hollow and corruption will continue to cast its long, deadly shadow over South Africa.